In this quick video, we will talk about surface area. So before we talk about area, we'll have to see that there's three different areas we can find. We can find the lateral area, area of the base or the bases, and the total area. So the lateral area, it's lateral means around, so it's going to be around the shape, not the base. Okay, so we're not going to count the base or the bases. Sometimes there are going to be two bases. The area of the base, to find the area of the base, it will depend of the base. So if the base is a square, we're going to use the formula of a square. If the base is a circle, we're going to use the formula of a circle. And to find the total area, we're going to have to do the area of the base or the bases, sometimes there's two, plus the lateral area. Okay, so let's look at the different shapes we can have. We can have prisms or cylinders. What's really important when you have prisms or cylinders is that you find the base. So the base is the shape that is repeated twice. It's not necessarily the shape that's at the bottom, so you have to be careful with that. So that's the base, the shape that is repeated twice in a prism or a cylinder. And you'll see that there are two bases and they're always the same. It's always the same shape. And the height is going to be the distance between the two bases. Okay, so if, for example, you have, if we do it like this, if we have a triangular prism, we're going to have two triangles that are the same. The base is not necessarily the shape at the bottom. It's the shape that is repeated twice. So that would be the base. And the height would be the distance between the two bases. And what we call the lateral face is what's around the shape here. Or in this case, it would be what's around here. Okay. Now that works for prisms or cylinders. But when we have pyramids or cones, where is the base? So at the top here, you have what we call the apex, or sometimes you will see it's called, they call it the vertex. Okay, and so you have that on both the pyramid and the cone. And what's important is here you identify your base. So this here, the base is a circle, and here the base is a square. Okay, and the lateral area is going to be around. Lateral area is going to be around. And in both cases, we're going to talk sometimes about the apothem. And the apothem in a cone is the line that's coming down on the side. That's the apothem. And you see that if we have a cone like this, okay, and we bring down the height is always 90 degrees. Okay, so this here would be the height. I'm gonna just take another color to show you. I'm gonna do it in green. If I come down here with the height, and here I have my radius, and here I have my apothem, you see I have a right angle triangle. And we can use the Pythagorean theorem when we have that. So here you see the radius. Whoops. You have the radius. And here you have the height. And on this side you would have the apothem. I'm just going to move it so you see better. So you see here you have the height, the apothem, and the radius, and you have a right angle triangle. So when you have that, you can use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, that's going to help you to figure out some length. And it's the same in the pyramid. If you see here coming down in the middle, we have the height. Here it's not the radius, but it's half of the side, and you have your apothem coming here, and that's 90 degrees. So again, you could use the Pythagorean theorem. When we do the sphere, it's really simple. There's only one formula. It's 4 pi r squared. The radius is what starts from the middle and goes to the side. If you start from one side and go directly across, this is called the diameter. And that equals 2 times the radius. Okay? Good. Now, what kind of problem do we have to do? For example, if we want to find here the total area of the solid. If we want to find the total area of the solid, what are we going to do? Well, I would start with the base. First, you have to identify your base. So if I identify the base, it's the shape that is repeated twice. So this is my base, and I have another base here. Okay. You can see the 6 millimeter on this side. The 6 millimeter here is the same here. Okay. And I have 2 of the same base. So I'm going to start with that area of the bases. And I have 2. Hold on, I'm just going to make this smaller a bit. Okay, so if we do the area of the bases, we're going to have 2 times, I'm going to put it like this, 2 times the area of one base, and the area of one base is a triangle. How do we do the area of a triangle? It's base times height divided by 2. How do we know which one is the base and which one is the height? It's always 90 degrees. Okay, so here, see, I can see this is my base and this is my height. And to find the area of a triangle, I'm going to do base times height and then divide by 2. Okay, so if I come back to my formula here, I'm going to do 6 times 8 and then divide by 2. But because I have 2 bases, I'm going to have to times by 2 after. So area of the bases is going to be 48 millimeter square. After, we have to do the lateral area. The lateral area is going to be, let's look at this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take another color. The lateral area is what's around here, okay? So I have 3 parts. To find the lateral area, we can do the perimeter of the base. So perimeter of the base here times the height, which is the distance between the 2 bases. So I'm going to write that down. The lateral area is perimeter, lateral area is perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. So to find we can write lateral area. The perimeter of the base, it's 6 plus 8 plus 10 times the height. The height of the prism is 15 millimeters. So I can write lateral area is equal to 6 plus 8 plus 10. That's 24 times 15. Lateral area is equal to 24 times 15, 360 millimeter square. Now the question was really to find the total area, so that's going to be equal to the area of the bases plus lateral area. Total area is equal, area of the base was 48 plus 360. Total area is equal to 408 millimeter square. Same question, find the total area of this. So to find the total area, okay, we have to remember total area is equal to lateral area plus area of the base. So let's find the lateral area. That's equal to the perimeter of the base. Oh, in this case here, when we do the prism, not the prism, the cone, is the perimeter of the base times, it's not going to be times the height, it's going to be times the apothem, because the height doesn't make sense, it's in the middle of the shape, right? So I'm just going to show you here what we want to do. We want to do perimeter of the base here times the apothem, but that's going to be too much. It would be like a cylinder. So what do we have to do after? We have to divide by 2. So to find our lateral area, we're going to write the perimeter of the base. When it's a circle, it's also called the circumference. So you can use that word too, that's more appropriate for a circle. What's the circumference? Is 2 times pi times r. The radius here is 3. So perimeter of the base times the apothem. Oh, we don't have the apothem, right? So let's put this on the side and come back here. So the apothem, if you look at your picture, the apothem is this this line here. We don't know. That's called the, I'm gonna write apothem. This is a 90-degree angle triangle, so we can use the Pythagorean theorem. That's a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So we're going to use small side square plus other small side square equals our longest side squared. So that's 9 plus 16 is equal to a squared. That's 25 that equals a squared. So how do we get rid of a square? We square root. So here on each side, we could square root here and square root here. It would be plus or minus, but we can get rid of the minus because it's an apothem. It has to be 5. So we figure out the measure of our apothem. So let's come back to our formula here. Okay, so we're at apothem was 5 and then divided by 2. So the lateral area is equal to, if we calculate 2 times pi times 3 times 5 and then divide by 2, pi times 3 times 5 and then we divide by 2, we get 47.12. Or if you want, you can write 50. If we do 2 times 3 times 5 divided by 2, we get 15 pi. You can leave it like that, 15 pi, which is approximately equal to 47.123 ... Let's find the area of the base. There's only one base here, and the formula is pi times r exponent 2. So the area of the base is equal to pi times the radius is 3 exponent 2. Now if you take your calculator, what is 3 exponent 2? It means 3 times 3, so that's 9. So you can leave it as 9 pi, or you can take your calculator and calculate, which gives you 28.274 ... So if we want to find our total area, it's going to be equal to the lateral, right, LA, lateral area plus area of the base. Hold on, I'm just going to bring this on the side a little bit so you can finish here. So to find our total area, you can write the lateral area, which was 15 pi plus 9 pi total area is 24 pi. If you take your calculator and you calculate, you should get 75.398 dot dot dot. Don't forget your unit. It would be millimeter square. Did I forget the unit before? No, good. And the last question, if you have to find the area of a sphere that has a diameter of 30, so if you see the diameter is across, that's 30, the first thing you need to do, well, you can write your formula. The formula of the area is 4 pi r exponent 2. Oops, sorry. So the area is equal to 4 pi, and the r, what's the radius? Well, you have to check here. The radius starts from the middle and goes here. So if we have the diameter that equals to 2 times the radius, that means the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So in this case, we would do 30 divided by 2, which equals 15. That would be our radius. So if we come back to our formula, 4 pi times 15 exponent 2, we can do, what if we do 15 exponent 2, 15 times 15, that's 225. So we have 4 times 2, or we can write it like this, pi times 225. If you want, you can write 4, that's the same thing as 4 times 225 times pi. And if you do 4 times 225, it's, oops, the area be equal to 900 pi. If you take your calculator and you calculate that, 900 times pi, you get 2827.43, and that's millimeter square. So from now on, you can try to go practice the different activities, the different sheets, and if you have any question, come in class and ask me. Have fun!